stumbling upon my channel around this time. What happened was, I went through my Kundalini spiritual awakening a little over a year ago, and I have been freaking out. So if you're new to my channel, welcome to the shit show. Been running around looking at everybody because I had no clue of any spiritual content or anything religious. Like, had no clue what was going on before last year. I was very, very conservative, right-wing programmed and shit. And when I woke up, and I broke my glasses, but it's fine. Like, I'm gonna get new ones. Everything's fine. They're just a little wonky. What isn't? But, yeah, I've just kind of been running around seeing who the hell is out there and trying to gather up pertinent people. And because when I woke up, I went through so much shit. So much shit dumped into my head, and I'm going, oh my Lanta, where in the fuck do I even start? Like, I have no clue, like, where to even look. And it did not take me very long at all to figure out that what happened here was, it's all over the internet. Like, it's everywhere. It's like the spiritual community and content creators are floating above everybody else's conversations and have been for fucking decades, guys. If you are not spiritually awakened by this time, you are going to be pissed when it ever happens to you, because this shit happens to people spontaneously, and sometimes it happens timed with a bunch of Jewish shit or whatever, and you just gotta eat shit and figure out what in the hell is going on. So I've been running around here just trying to gather resources for people, pretty much, to combat these mental health doctors primarily, and all kinds of shit. All kinds of shit on my agenda of, oh wow, I have so much work to do and building something for normal people to climb. Like, if you've been watching politics on either side, it is horrible. It's literally so bad. When you look away, if you are ever able to break past their additive frequency on the news stations, if you are ever able to turn your eyes away from the TV that you've been watching and start small, like with Paul Wallace and Billy Carson and all of these people, again, you're probably going to have heart attacks when you have to realize what all of the ancient civilizations before us all knew, that we've been brainwashed to forget, that we are in a dream world. It is a consciousness hologram simulation that reptilians are controlling. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell of why the world is so fucked up, and why at least about 1 million kids are going missing every year just in the United States. They're getting eaten and sacrificed. But Hollywood wants to keep putting out bullshit, and these news stations and all of these people want to keep putting out propaganda against the truth of this. And I think it's a shame, but I really like Snapple facts. Like, I like getting cracked in the mouth with information sometimes, very sometimesy. But because of all of the content creators I follow, it's just like shit popping up, like shorts and stuff, and there's people out here talking about how ball is like a collection of like at least like 100 different, there's like 100 different balls. Gotta squint real fucking hard and look to be able to tell ball, Yahweh, all of these people, all of these entities. I would have to squint and research to be able to tell them apart. And that's where I've let that rest, because it is so overwhelming coming from Christianity, loosely Christian. It is so overwhelming and so fucking scary to have to accept this information. So I'm just throwing it out there. Like, these content creators that I've been following, like there was a bunch of them. They're out here going, well, you know, we respect the competition, but this is what we do to make our content worth your money. And I understand that shit. We are living in a world where you have to make money. And I respect the people out there who are creating spiritual content for a living. However, I will be broke for the rest of my life before I ever try to charge anybody for anything that I'm, like, any of my videos and shit. Like, I don't give a shit. It's like time to wake up spiritually, and I've kind of done the best dry run, no lube, promise fucking no lube this past year. Getting screwed, trying to fucking find help and like just touch base with people and be like fuck this shit. Like, it's horrible. It is so bad. Good luck in your journey. It is so rough. And I accidentally called Guy to his face a couple of times now, and he's cracking up. I'm like, I'm so sorry, dude. Like, that's what I call you on my YouTube channel, so I guess it's just slipping out, I guess. He's like, can you show me something? Like, can you show me, like, do you want to show me any of the videos that you've made, like, talking about me? And I was like, no. I'd rather not. Oh, he's trying to beep in now. How cute. I'm not going to answer. Oh, I'll talk to you soon. I'm on my way to his place now. Stop calling. It's just going to do that. But, anyway, I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't want you on my channel. Like, I don't want you at all. Because I tell him a lot. I have walked this dude through so much shit. And to anybody that's new to this channel, I am fully spiritually awake talking to somebody who is Guy in the movie Free Guy, like the rest of them who are asleep. And I'm really trying with this motherfucker. And he's doing great. Like, he is so similar. And it's just a process. Like, this shit takes people like up to 3 years once they know what's going on to even go start finding the rabbit holes. And rabbit holes are very dangerous. And I was talking to him about how I'm kind of a bitch. And he's like, I mean, I see that you're a sturdy broad and you're not gonna put up with shit, but like, I don't think you're a bitch. I'm like, dude, I motherfuck everybody on my YouTube channel because I can't believe this is fucking real life. And but it is. And I was telling him about how I was just been ripping on people that don't eat pussy and stuff. He's fucking dying. He's like, you need to show me. He's in the army. He's been to 46 states and 9 countries for the U.S. military, who is fucking trash. Trash. Can't even. Oh, I really, again, hope the military members check their facts, or their family members, if they care about them, check their facts quick and understand that they are just fighting Anunnaki wars, pretty much, between the Abrahamic branch, blah, blah, blah. Then, I finally got a hold of a buddy in New Zealand who I have been really hopeful that I could get to talk to me. And I ended up FaceTiming him for a while. And this dude's been awake for like 15 years and was pretty much just like, hey, I've been looking around for 15 years, and the place that you're at within a year, like, you're doing pretty good, which made me feel like $1 million. Literally, it made me feel so much better. And he's just like, can I just let loose and just throw a bunch of shit out there? And I'm like, fucking A, right, dude? Like, yeah. And, I mean, it was so fascinating. And I can absorb shit quick. And this dude is just throwing shit out there. And he was definitely he was like, here's a couple of things that I see where I disagree and where I think that you could work on for you. And I'm like, he's like, I don't want to be rude, like, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. And I'm like, oh, fuck, you could stab me in the neck with a knife at this point, and it would not even hurt my feelings. Like, I don't have friends in real life or spiritual community. Like, I'm sincerely trying to get through this shit and show people how hard it is to find anybody to trust and to find material to trust. Because within a year, it is very obvious that the Guardian, Oceana Dean, KS material is compromised. Everything Galactic Federation is compromised. It is all compromised. And we kind of agreed that maybe the Oceana Dean shit, the Voyagers 2, whatever, like, we both kind of agreed that it was kind of like, maybe around 80%. Maybe, no, why does everybody want to call me right now? It is like, it's probably about 80% there. And, he was like, yeah, you know, something weird happened with her in, like 2012. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, what I heard is that was like when the timeline split. Like, that was like the end of that timeline or some shit. And she walked out. Why? No. Stop. It's literally the most bullshit phone calls, because of course. But yeah, I was like, I guess what I heard was the old her got yanked the fuck out with the old timeline, and then a negative entity walked into her, and that's why all of her material's even more fucked, and why she looks totally demented and demonic right now. But he said that he had a buddy that he was talking to about me, And they said something to the effect of, like, an Indigo 3 and a walk-in is not the same thing. And I'm like, yes, that's true. Indigo 3s are a totally different thing than a walk-in situation. A walk-in situation, check John D'Souza, that can happen to anybody. That has nothing to do with specifically being an Indigo 3. But like I explained to him, I was an Indigo 3 my whole life. And on August 12th, when I felt that rapture shit, it literally did. It felt like a hunk of my soul, like a hunk of my being was yanked up out of me. And probably went and reunited with his fucking homies and shit. And came back September 1st or 2nd. It was like a week before Mercury went retrograde, and like there was like a crazy cosmic alignment, like, and as soon as that happened, I was like, dude, I thought I was gonna fucking die. And he was like, we talked very sincerely about different types of attacks that we have had to go through, let alone things that other people have had to go through. And he said, what you were saying about like the burning and everything like that, he said, are you positive? Like, what do you think the chances are that that was some kind of a very negative kind of a ritual thing? Like, he's like, that sounds like it could be something to be alarmed about. And I'm like, fucking right, I know, bud. Like, I totally know. Like, I understand how shitty a situation I'm in right now, if I'm not wrong or if I am wrong. Like I told him, at a 51%, I know that what came back to me was the same signature, was the same Indigo 3 soul that came back, except it came back different. And it felt like, I told him with the burning, my two main things are, if somebody can fucking look and, you know, claims that they can see these Jehovah's seals and these Draco seals and all of the seals and shit, do you see any on me? Because it felt like the motherfuckers got burned off of me. And I didn't know about these things beforehand. Like, I didn't know about anything. But the left side of my body hurt worse than my right side. And when I seen where all of those seals are on our light bodies and shit, I'm like, that makes sense to me. My left hand, they're mainly down, like, you know, shoulder, or down your left hand side mainly. And I'm like, that makes sense. Like, that totally makes sense. If those motherfuckers got burned off, like, that makes sense as to why the left-hand side of my body hurt. And I said also, kind of like in the Oceana D material and shit, where they talk about people going through DNA activations. Lots of people have spoken about how if you go through too much of an activation, if too much of your DNA, like if you are super high test, coming from, I wasn't fasting, I wasn't doing anything, like I was not preparing in any way for anything like this to happen. So my body, as it was, and as, you know, as it is or whatever, it felt like I want my DNA tested, because that shit got turned on, and I know it. I can see way too much shit in my head. I can see so much. And like he was saying, he's like, I don't got that psychic shit super good, but he's got knowledge. And I'm like, I have a functioning knowledge, but my mind is definitely different. And those are just a couple of things I wanted to throw out there to, if any of his buddies are watching, like, I am at a 100% willing to talk to anybody about what the fuck happened to me, because, I mean, like I said, win, lose, or draw, I might be crazy, but I'm fucking suing one of these days. Paul Wallace and Billy Carson and all of these people, like Eric Von Daniken and Mauro Bellino, have for decades had the entire Abrahamic branch flipped up the fuck side down. And everybody is starting to find this shit out. And then there's the people who are refusing to look when told this information. I think it's a pretty serious fucking thing if the entire Abrahamic branch that's been fucking everybody up and each other this whole time, if their religious texts are actually plagiarized from the Enuma Elish, the ancient Sumerian tablets, the fucking, all of these things that these people have, they have it. It's everywhere. The information is everywhere. And then there's the people in the middle who have no fucking clue, who have been watching Bo Burnham, like me. I've just been out watching comedians and fucking the Hodge twins and shit. And it is so overwhelming. And I'm just giving you a heads up. That's it. I'm a heads up and a timer. That's it. I don't know what in the hell is up with the date, September 25th, 2029. And that was what I woke up with, and all of this other shit. So I'm almost to Guy's house. So I'm just gonna go bye-byes. So toodles!